they can actually reach out by sending money across to people. I think that can work because going about everywhere distributing food items, I don't think.
Hi, guys. I'm Daddy Freeze, convener of the Free the Sheeple movement and leader of the Free Nation in Christ. I greet you and I bring glad tidings. We're live on Nigeria Info. This is my show going on. It's called Live and Dangerous. Enjoy it. Now, I agree with your submission. That makes a lot of sense. But are they going to implement that? Are they going to try that? Are they going to do that?
Uh, like I say, I hope so because I feel that's gonna be like the best. If you want to give out food stuff, how much quantity can you give out?
Absolutely. How much does the government have at the moment? Another problem I have with us Nigerians is we are under the delusion that our government is very rich. We need to wake up. We need to actually smell the coffee. We need to know what's really going on. I'm not going to talk about that too much because I'm not privy to the government accounts, but I'm well aware that the wellness of our finances might have been exaggerated a bit, especially with people who do not really understand what's going on with the country financially. Now there's something that I want to talk about. A bit of breaking news. Well, it's breaking news to us on Live and Dangerous with Daddy Freeze because Live and Dangerous is at 10 o'clock. If we were on the radio earlier, would have broken this earlier. Coronavirus misinformation. This is an article from bbc.co.uk. WhatsApp to limit how many messages users forward.
Oh wow!
Yes, I was talking about this yesterday.
Yesterday, yeah.
Yes. So breaking news. WhatsApp says it's going to limit the amount of messages users can forward to other people. The messaging service said it wants to stop the spread of misinformation or fake news about coronavirus. Facebook, the company which owns WhatsApp, says there's been a significant increase in forwarding during the outbreak. A few false theories have been spread about the coronavirus, from things like where it came from to what will happen next via social media. Under the new changes, the one single message has been forwarded more than 5 times. People can only forward it on single chat at a time instead of five. So users will still be able to forward the message as many times as they like, but WhatsApp will make them click on the forward button each time and not let them select multiple chats at once to forward the message to. Now, although this is an awesome development considering the crisis we're in, I still think it's not enough. I think the forwarding button needs to be totally disabled this period
Why? What?
because people are forwarding rumors and fake news, and other people are believing these rumors and fake news. They're taking them religiously, and it's dangerous. Like I said earlier on, I saw a video of a nurse speaking on the link between 5G and coronavirus. And I'm like, you're a nurse, an MD, that's a medical doctor who has his PhD in gynecology, cannot speak on COVID 19 because he's not a virologist, let alone a nurse or a pastor speaking expertly, speaking their own opinions and ideologies as fact. And people are taking these seriously because this a nurse from the US wearing a uniform. Yes, nurses should teach how to prevent. Nurses should teach how to wash. Nurses should teach medication, but not that it is created. What does a nurse know about deep virology? Only a virologist, an expert in virology, can sit down and explain what a coronavirus really is. And people should take that person seriously. Of course, if you go to nursing school or you go to medical school or you're a pharmacist, you'd understand basically what a virus is and what a coronavirus is. However, to give an expert opinion on it, I think you need to be a bit more than a nurse.
Okay, but before we go back to the nurses and the ones acting like virologists, I feel back to WhatsApp. I feel as against disabling the voting option. They should just do what the Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube are doing, taking down posts about coronavirus and not letting you spread anything that has a link between 5G and coronavirus as against disabling it totally. Don't you think that will work better than disabling that?
Absolutely not. There's still many posts circulating the internet, even Instagram and Facebook. I just commented on one this evening, so I don't know how successful that is going to be. There are little bots who are going to be going up and down, searching for these posts, looking through the algorithms to see what sounds like a wrong post. But I don't think it's successful. I think this matter is more dangerous than we understand it to be, especially with regards to the spread, to the distribution of fake news and the spreading of rumors. So I think a more drastic approach needs to be taken and fast.
Talking about drastic measures to be taken, sorry, I want to just a bit. About let's go back to Funke Akindele. I like the fact that she came out to apologize, but I don't know if you saw the video of the people surrounding her. It was about entering the court, and I was like, this was the reason she was arrested.
Okay, the people in the court.
Yeah.
Now, you see, hypocrisy and fake news and many of the things that we're suffering from in Nigeria are actually on the same payroll. Yes, the government did an awesome thing picking the lady up. I love Funke Akindele. She was very quick to apologize, very quick to show remorse, very quick to let the
Actually,
world accept
did it
her
correctly.
wrongdoing and inform us of the fact that she's really broken. She's been badly broken about this. But the government still has the right to pick her up and question her. I don't know if I'm making sense.
Mm-hmm.
The government still reserves that right. Now, while implementing the right, the government also needs to be careful because what we saw in the courthouse, in my opinion, is a little bit more dangerous than even the house party. Let it not be that Funke Akindele will collect coronavirus from court. Let that not be the scenario. Because if, according to her story, most of the people on that set were people working with her on a project, I think
Yeah.
only one or two new people were added. So the likelihood of that party to spread the virus is, in my humble opinion, significantly lower than a bunch of strangers all rubbing bodies trying to get to her and take the best picture in the courthouse because it was just journalists trying to take pictures. I didn't see the social distancing in that video. Maybe the video, maybe, sometimes in real life and video evidence can be conflicting. Maybe that was the case in that particular scenario. Do you think we should take a few more phone calls?
All right, let's take out some calls before we call it a wrap. Hello?
Hello?
Let him turn down his radio.
Please.
Hello? Sorry about that.
It's okay. What's your name?
Good evening. My name is Francis.
Francis,
Francis
Calling
from
from
where?
Iba.
all the way from Iba. Good afternoon to, I mean, good evening to you.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
How are you, Francis? God bless you.
I'm fine. I'm okay. I, I, I'm just enjoying your speech, your wisdom. I, I'm in support of everything you have said this evening. Just, I was, I have said this thing over and over again. I've called on this issue several times, and I've said over and over again. This morning, because this was the first time I saw this. I was hearing that the government has been sharing things by ladies all around, and that people are rushing to get. I saw it. I even video it myself this morning in front of my house. Came there, the Helios van and some policemen, and they brought food, food stuff. You know how this refill pack of Milo normally looks like. The size of that refill pack. That was the brought as Gary, not even rice, and they were sharing it. I was like, what is the point? What is the point of closing down large gatherings in churches and mosques when they cannot control the people that want to share this thing?
Hmm.
As in the crowd that was there and the policemen that were around there were snapping and videoing them as evidence of what they were sharing.
Do you know that in South Wales, police were fined for not practicing social distancing? Police. Our police need to be fined if they don't exercise social distancing. And our people, you see, I'm glad for people like you. You are a learned person. You can see the danger looming.
Yes,
You
yes.
are ready to practice social distancing, but how many people are like you?
That is the problem. That is the problem. And I've been saying this thing before. It's not possible for the government to share food stuff to people like that. They know the way they come to our homes one by one to give neighbors. They know how to do this. If they want to steal people stuff to people, they can still do it the same way. They stop deceiving themselves. I've been saying this thing several times. Okay, if you don't want to do it like that, okay, you just give an example. I've been saying this. So, okay, I said in Lagos, we only close down 3 states for crying out loud. Ogun State, Lagos, and Abuja. How many people are in these states for crying out loud? If Lagos is up, Lagos is populated with maybe let me just say 10 million people. Even if the whole 10 million doesn't have account number, at least 7 million people will have account number. And instead of 7 million, the remaining 3 million will be under that 7 million people in one way or the other, either as family or friend or in one way or I don't really know, but I'm very sure that the remaining 3 million will be related to those 7 million people in one way or the other. If they can give people money to buy this food stuff and put those food stuff they want to sell, they want to share in supermarkets. I noticed supermarkets around my place. We observe social distancing in my supermarket around my area. Before you enter, they do it 10 people at a time. So that stay outside and that social distancing outside on the row. Then when the first time people go in and buy what they want to buy, they go out to that after washing their hand and all that thing. If they can, the government can do this thing. Put those food stuff inside the supermarket. Give the people the money and tell them that this system and that supermarket go and buy what you need. When they go there, they buy what they need. This money will still go back to the government, and they will still use this money to build whatever hospital they want to build. They don't need to gas people the money. It's just something like exchange. So they can give the people the food stuff easily, and the people can get the food stuff to their home. And that same way, they will share the food stuff to other people. I know that Nigerians are not, we're not heartless. We know the people, we know the poor people around us. That's fact. Everybody, in my area now, I know the people that don't, I know the people that are poor, I know the people that need. The government cannot be in Asoro, cannot be in Sheta, cannot be in Mount and know the poor man that's around me. I know the person. I know that I can see their face. I know when they are hungry.
Yes, yes, yes. The real poor people actually need to be identified so that the wrong set of people are not being taken care of while the real poor suffer.
That is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And it's not possible in Nigeria. They still have this problem of connection. Who is you know, who is don't know. So if they see call for identification. They don't have maybe you go to local government and identify. They will still remove some names there. And those people, I know
You
Nigerians.
are 100% right, my brother. Thank you so much for this. Thank you so much.
Just,
You
All
just
right,
share it.
thank you so much.
Thank you so much. He's been quite an enlightened caller. I wish I could say the same about every single call. There was also another guy who made so much sense earlier on. And I'm happy that people like that are actually calling us and speaking their mind. The other guy who called me an atheist simply because I said religion is not on the front burner during a pandemic, which is the reality. If it were, the churches would be open and the hospitals closed. But it's actually the other way around. This is not the call for religion in any part of the world. This is the call for scientists, doctors, medical personnel, nurses, sanitary personnel, food manufacturers, because the human body needs food. A refuse collector is actually more important than a pastor during a pandemic. I'm a preacher of the word of God, and I am telling you, my job is not as important as the job of a refuse collector, because the refuse collector helps maintain cleanliness. If your refuse is overflowing, you could be at risk. So the refuse collector is allowed to move and allowed to go about his business so there can be cleanliness. Meanwhile, preaching should be done online at a safe distance via video conference calling or what have you. Could we just sneak in another call and round off with that?
Okay, I would have actually loved to, end the show at this moment because I have an
Fantastic.
art to play. But since you want to talk to a caller, hello. Yeah, good evening. Please, can you talk to us in 1 minute?
Okay, talk to us in 1 minute and let's hear your voice.
Okay. The issue of government sharing food items. Yes, in my opinion, it's very, very annoying. The thing is, what is doing is taking political parties to government house, calling themselves one of us, so they're sharing it to themselves alone. Like the one that happened to me right? Yes. All the people come.
I didn't know that sharing food by the government is actually such a problem.
Yeah. And they're just throwing it on the street, even if it's
Wow.
morning and night.
We they suffer for this country. Oh. To share food can't turn problem now. Fumi Obam, how are you, my sister?
I don't know who even talk to this government.
I'm trying to hail as many of our people as possible.
Spend money. Hello. Help us. Help us. Help us.
Okay, the show is actually rounding off. I'm going to address you guys.
But for that call,
Okay, my
actually,
beautiful sister Ada, it was a wonderful show today.
yeah, it was.
And we're still going to continue with the topic tomorrow. We're still supposed to talk about the link between 5G and coronavirus today, but we're still talking within those circles why WhatsApp has been
Banned
restricted, not banned, but
because
just
online
there's some restriction placed on WhatsApp at this time. and why that happened, and so much more right here on 99.3 Nigeria Info. I almost said Cool FM.
Don't worry, pretty soon you get used to it.
All right, I'm getting used to it. I actually love it. It's wonderful working here. And I'm live on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And the people are enjoying our show, Live and Dangerous with Daddy Freeze. It actually does sound a little dangerous.
Okay, Daddy, please, thanks so much for coming around tonight. I hope tomorrow we have enough time to talk more about
Yes, from next
what.
week, it's going to be 2 hours. We're just test running this week, and that's why we're running 1 hour only. From next week, it's going to be 2 hours. It sounds like fun, right?
Yeah, indeed, great. Lots of revelations are being made, and a lot of things are being talked about. Thank you so much, Daddy, for
You are most
coming
welcome.
with life and dangerous. Indeed, it is dangerous. Thank you so much, Daddy, please.
You're
You
welcome.
are
Bless
my
you.
sunshine. Bless you too.
Whew. All right, guys. That was my show on the radio, and that's as far as I can go. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us live. I absolutely bless you all. Do you have any questions or comments? Boyga Adeoshun. I remember you from university. From I say university, second primary school, Seth Mary Hill. How are you, bruv? So, any questions, real quick? The Apostle Suleiman Challenge. I've been so busy. We're going to select some winners today. We also we're considering increasing the time, but we've been deliberating on that because we already have so many entries. Everybody just wants everybody just wants to take part in that challenge, including most of the people who are insulting me for being friends with Apostle Suleiman. It don't reach money matter now. The people that said I was compromised, meanwhile, 50 kobo never enter my hand from Apostle. Now one compromise on ourselves now. God, they watch all of now in 3D. Sorry, God, they watch now with 5G. Okay, you want me to block someone? All right, I will. Oh, he's the guy making those crazy comments. When we arrested the guy lost his job. They locked him inside police cell. You people were turning it to, he's a poor guy, he's a poor guy. We're being wicked to him. If we start again now and put that guy where he deserves, now still una go vex. That's why sometimes I don't take you people too seriously. Not you good guys, oh, jokers like that. Someone said, is coronavirus real in Nigeria? Absolutely. So we're going to be doing more talk about this from tomorrow. Chief Fine Babe, my beautiful sister, how are you? That's my gorgeous. That's a better medical personnel, not those ones that come out and start giving you all sorts of false information. They'll just wear cloth and start to lie give you. Because you don't know the name of the Italian who brought it to Nigeria doesn't mean it's not real. Chief Fine Baby is telling me how scary it is right there. I'm afraid to even talk to her because I don't want to hear what will even paranoid me even more. Chief Fine Babe, I'm going to give you a call, even though I'm scared to give you that call. Is going to church bad? No, it depends on what you go to church to do. That's what could be good or bad. I want to say, where's the kits China gave us? You see, you're not going to see, you can't sit in your house and understand what the government is doing. You can't. You see, the government might not be the best government in the whole world, but you also need to cut them some slack. Do you want them to invite you into when the governor is doing board meeting? You want them to invite you so you can see what they're doing? You can't. You've got to also believe that, look, it's like you go into an eatery and you buy a meat pie. You don't know where they went to the market to buy the flour, where they got the meat from, or who woke up at 3 a.m. to mix the dough, or who put it in the oven to bake. You don't know all those things. I've talked about 5G yesterday, and I'm going to continue talking about 5G tomorrow. I want to round this off right now. My take on 5G is it is not entirely harmless. No technology is harmless, but 5G is less radioactive than your microwave at home. And there's no link between the 20-pound note, 5G, and the coronavirus. That is absolutely nonsense. 5G also cannot be linked with coronavirus because there are countries that did not have plans to roll out 5G or do not have 5G, like Iran, and they still had lots of cases of coronavirus. So please, guys, I need you. God bless you, Chief Fine Babe. Thank you so much. She said my expository on 5G was, or my 5G article was expository. Thank you so much. Someone said everything causes cancer or some sort of disease these days. Absolutely. My phones, I never pick phones like this. Hardly ever, unless maybe I'm in a public place. I pick the phones like this because I don't want this radiation inside my head. Do you understand? Even though it has been proven that it's not as serious as we're making it out to be, I try not to take unnecessary risks. And I believe holding this to my head and making as many phone calls as I make in a day could put me at some risk. Now, let me tell you something here. You know what a radio mast is? A radio station's mast. I lived in a building that had a radio station mast in it for 10 years. Now, talk about radiation. Talk about radiation. So, if that didn't kill us, I don't know why antennas of a type of internet that is non-ionizing would. Somebody said it wasn't 5G. It was more, radio antenna is more serious than 5G. Are you even joking? Radio where they penetrate wall. Someone said you can't compare that to a 5G mast. Yes, you can't. It's 10 times worse than a 5G mast. 5G mast is harmless compared to a radio mast. Am I in support of the government or against them? I'm in support of sense. I'm in support of reality. I understand the weakness of the government. I understand their handicaps. I also understand their strength. And I also understand where they're helpless. Anybody that is against the government is wicked because the government is not 100% bad. Frank Goss, God bless you. Radio waves travel even faster, further, and are more penetrative than 5G. When you are inside your car, your bedroom can you compare radio to Wi-Fi? I have Wi-Fi. Why do you think I record most of the time from my bedroom? If I want to Sorry, why time I go live from my bedroom? Because all the Wi-Fi hotspots are in my bedroom. Who is this Lazan Jr. saying 5G mast is so powerful in radiation? Can you please go to school? Can you stop listening to your pastor and start listening to scientists and not those controversial clowns on WhatsApp? Please. So let me ask you a question. If they put a microchip in your finger, automatically that means that you are now the Antichrist. Don't you think it's better, me saying, your passport should be at your fingertip like a fingerprint? So you don't need to hold a physical passport. You just go somewhere and you scan your finger and then you can pass. I want to ask you, what is the disadvantage of having a chip in your finger apart from the Revelation 13 that they still did not read to understand? Before they can introduce the mark of the beast, there has to be a one world religion. So if they're already introducing the chip before the one world religion, it's not going to work. It's not in the time frame. Everybody in the world is going to be under one control. Somebody said that control is technology. I disagree. Ordinary Boko Haram in Nigeria reject technology, and come on, guys, let's. Who needs a chip in their body? If it is going to make you perform better, why not? Do people not have pacemakers in their hearts? I'm asking you, do people not have... You can't sleep with a necklace. I sleep with my watch. I sleep with my bracelet. People that have pacemakers. My grandfather, who was a war veteran, had metal knees. My mother, because she survived cancer and after going through bouts of radiotherapy, has metal hips. My mother walks around like a freaking robot with metal in her hips. You are now telling me a chip in your hand will kill you. My mother's two hips are metal. My grandfather's, I've forgotten what bones in his body had to be replaced with metals. And anytime my grandfather crosses in the airport, he used to use them to catch crews. He would cross the airport, the machine would do beep, they'll bring him back, they'll check him, they'll remove his watch. He will go again to do beep, they'll check him again, they remove his shoes. And instead of him to tell him and show them the receipt, he will use them to catch crews for 30 minutes. Finally, they will now ask him, what's happening? Then he will now show them his pass. They will now ask him, why didn't you show us since? He will now say, did you ask? Is it not people that were removing belt? Someone is saying, can you please explain a little bit about the advantage of 5G? There are many. This internet that we are doing and buffering, you will not have it with 5G. Some people are even rumoring that Sweden has 7G. Just Google countries with 7G. Some countries are already testing and working on 7G. We are crying about 5G. I know we can never do 6G because that 6G will be 666. And people are twits, to say the least. If a chip in your finger is going to make you function better, more secure, do you know what it is like when police stop you on the road and you are trying to explain to them that you are not a thief? Imagine they just brought out a scanner and scanned your finger and then everything came out about you. Do you know how many police have thrown inside van or beaten simply because they could not identify? Don't just be too quick to throw things away because you don't understand. Deal with your understanding issues. Work on your comprehension. I'm not saying it's 100% right to have a chip inside, but why are we not exploring it? Why are we not thinking about it? Deal with your cognitive disabilities. Deal with your comprehension issues. Deal with your paranoia and fear. Deal with your illusory correlation. Deal with your belief perseverance. I'm telling you, when radios were first introduced in cars, people literally came out to complain and say it was never going to be possible. That how can somebody listen to the radio and drive at the same time? Don't all cars have radios now? People legislated against cars, radios in cars. Go and read about that. How is it possible that you can listen to the radio and drive at the same time? That people will be having accidents. It was a big deal. Go and Google this. Ignore me. Maybe that chip inside you is going to help you think better. Let me tell you, people already have metal body parts and all sorts of things in their bodies anyway. Do you know that using chips and non invasive surgery, they're actually working on cures for blindness and deafness? Why are you rejecting the truth simply because some pastor that does not know, does not have understanding of the scriptures is trying to use it to robe in 666? And let me tell you, what's the 6 months of the year? June, I be January, February, March, April, May, June. Fantastic. Imagine they rolled out 6G on the 6th of June, 2026. We are dead. That's the 666 finally. We are officially all dead. It's illusory correlation, joining this and joining this and joining. Oh, yes, there's a new world order. Okay. Yes. But this is not it. She Fine Babe says for diabetic patients now, there's an implant that helps them detect high and low blood sugar. It's a new invention. God bless you. So now, because you don't want to have chip inside you, diabetes will kukuma kill you. They think now. Think. I will not accept a chip in my body nor any of my family. All well and good. I'm sure there's a time, not in the next, I don't think in the next 50 years, but there is a time when the world will be so electronic that you will need to have it. You will need to have it as a source of identity. Nobody's going to give you a physical passport again. How many people really spend physical cash these days? Everything is somewhere in internet space, or sit down and calculate how much physical. I think I spent 10% of the money I spent last year physically. Most of the money I spent was online. So how you are going to be in that online world is probably that chip. Women take implants that prevent pregnancy? Absolutely. IUD na implant. Someone said, that's the same mark we're talking about. No, no, you've got to understand there's a virtual world coming, whether you like it or not. And it doesn't have anything with Antichrist. You've got to have understanding when you read Revelation. That's why I advise people not to read it, because it will confuse you. Oh. Someone said chip in the body is not safe. Who told you? I tell you, say my mama get metal hips. My mother has metal inside her body and she's walking around and she's safe. Before the metal, my mother was practically limping on crutches. Today she can walk because of they removed her bone and they replaced her bone with metal. And it saved her from being crippled. And then you are telling me that it is not safe. My mother can run today because of metal implants. Please, 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 you people need to wake up now. People with pacemakers. A pacemaker is actually an electronic device inside your heart. So we need to be careful if it is going to be used to manipulate people and all that. I'm disagreeing with it, but you need to understand that robotics is taking a new level in the world we're going into. Everything is online, and we cannot reject development. We cannot continue to have the world as we know it. This pandemic alone has given rise to new thinking. When I've been shouting since, take these churches online, take these churches online. You don't need these physical buildings. You know, you guys remember how long I've shouted that for? How many people listened? How many people listened? Now we're stuck in it. Everybody has to go online. They are now fighting and saying he's the Antichrist. God bless you guys. Please, we're going to be on same time tomorrow. I would appreciate it greatly if you can tune in and be a part of my show. And also calling on the radio station is 99.3 Nigeria Info. And my show is called Live and Dangerous with Daddy Freeze. God bless you all. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming online to join us. Please work with me. Let enlightenment be key. And please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/Daddy Freeze Teaches. God bless you all. Someone said, I can't help but think the New World Order is smiling somewhere as to know they've got the world bothering themselves about Corona and 5G, which doesn't add up, while the real hidden agenda is ongoing. Trust me. The New World Order has nothing to do even with a chip in your finger. When you find out, you'll be amazed. But you people don't like to listen. You like the conspiracy, the one that sounds like, it's the devil. First of all, remember, if there's anything you've learned from me, remember that we all were worshiping the devil in ignorance. That one that looks like God, that's actually the devil. Because the scriptures are very clear. Satan disguises himself as an angel of light. What you thought was God is the devil. And what you thought was the devil is God. So you've got to start thinking in opposite polarities right now. Anything that sounds like a blessing, have it examined thoroughly. Because for all you know, you're missing out on God and embracing Satan like you've done for the last few years of your religious, quote and unquote, Christian life. God bless you all. God bless you all. Bless you.